Yeah. So today's workshop is actually, I want to say like an encore of last week's workshop. So if you notice for this workshop, I didn't email my email list because I did that last week and I don't want to keep bothering people. So I wanted those who couldn't attend last week. So this is like an encore version. So I'm gonna start. I'll let Han go in and then we're gonna start because if you know me, I love to respect people's time. For this workshop on Eventbrite, 30 people signed up, so I'm expecting 10% of that, which is 3 people. Perfect. So we're ready to go. So I am a numbers person and I keep track of my conversions, and that's how I know that only 10% of people who sign up show up for a live workshop. And if you've downloaded my 10K month calculator, it has all of that on there. And as you run workshops, you're going to start plugging in your numbers. So on average, industry average is 10% of people who sign up for a live event actually show up live. Okay. Heingo, welcome. Um, I'm really, really excited about this workshop. The reason I'm excited is because when I did this workshop on Thursday, I think we had about 20 people or 21 people, and someone who I wasn't connected with on LinkedIn. I think she found me on Eventbrite. After the workshop, she intentionally went on LinkedIn to find me and she sent me a premium open mail message to thank me for the workshop because she got incredible value out of it. And so actually, I'm gonna just give me a sec. I'm gonna show you. Okay, so I did a screen grab of her message. And the reason I want to show you this is the power of giving value ahead of time. And we're going to talk about that very shortly. So we weren't connected on LinkedIn. And so she sent me this message and she said, "Hi, Joy. I wanted to thank you for your awesome LinkedIn event yesterday. I got so much value from it. Actual stuff I can use. LOL. I hope you have a great weekend." So I want you to know that the things I'm going to be sharing with you right here in this workshop are things that are working for me. Okay. Okay. So before we start, I want you to tell me um, your goals. So tell me your actual, how much would you like to make? So type it in the chat. You don't have um, to speak. Just type it in the chat. What are your income goals?
What did you ask Joy to type in the chat?
Yeah, your income goal. How much would you like to
Oh,
make per month in your
income.
business?
Joy, did you mean
Okay,
per month or just like per year?
per month.
Okay, I dropped in per year. Let me redo that.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
fine.
same.
That's okay. That's okay. The reason I love having the per month figure is because it's more tangible, and because if you say per year, it feels so far out. But if you narrow it down to per month, then you can actually zero in and say, okay, this is my goal for this month. There are 31 days in the month, and it makes it real. Let's just say. Okay. So 10K or more, 5K. Okay, awesome. Now I want you to tell me the base price of your offer. How much is it to work with you? Awesome. 1,005. Good. Okay. Awesome. Okay. I'm still working on pricing, but typically 30. Okay, okay. All right. I love that you're working on your price points. Um, the reason I'm asking all of these questions is because LinkedIn, the strategy I'm going to be teaching you on LinkedIn is for high ticket offers. So when I say high ticket offers, I'm in my head, I'm thinking anything from 5K upwards. And so, why do I recommend LinkedIn as a platform? Well, because research shows that the users on LinkedIn have a higher disposable income compared to other social media platforms. They have a higher disposable income and they are more likely to invest in themselves. That's what research shows. And that's why I really, really love the platform. And also, when you interact with people on LinkedIn, you can actually see what they do, things about them, where they work, etc. All of that data isn't really available on platforms like Facebook or Instagram. Okay, so that's why I strongly recommend for people to consider LinkedIn as a lead generation platform. Okay, the other thing is I want to ask you, have you ever tried cold DMs? Have you ever or have you ever received cold DMs? Let's start there. Have you ever received cold DMs from people? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. You've received cold DMs from people. And okay, Andrea says no. So when you've received cold DMs from people in the past, did you buy from them? Okay. Ashley says no. Why? Why not? If it's easier for you to speak, then speak. Yes. Ashley says it's too salesy. Go ahead, Ashley, if you want to unmute and speak.
Yeah, so and I'll tell you too. So I have a background in marketing, and I used to run an admissions department at a college. So I'm very well versed in like cold calling and cold reaching out to people. I get really nervous about LinkedIn though. I don't know why, but that's a big turn on for me. As soon as I see that it's very sales based, it just I don't feel like that person actually wants to connect with me. They want to sell me something, you know?
Yes, absolutely. And I've
So
been on
Joy,
the
can I say something?
go
So
ahead.
I'm sorry. So I
Yes, go.
misunderstood your question. Yes, I have received them, and I immediately block them because what Ashley just said, I feel like they're just trying to make a sale and they don't really care about me as a person, where I want to care about my clients. I want to care how they feel and what they're going through. I don't want to be salesy. So
Yes,
yeah, that's my
absolutely.
thing.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, both of you, for saying that, for sharing that. Hi, Simon. Welcome. Great to have you here. Um, And so it's the same, especially as women. Actually, we had someone on the call on Tuesday on a mastermind. Her name is Maggie. And she said she hired a coach, and the coach told her to do cold emails. Hers was emails. And she said she got zero results from that. And it didn't sit right with her. So I have found that as women, cold messaging doesn't really sit right with us. And which is why I love this strategy I'm going to teach you today, because at the end of the day, if the marketing you choose doesn't feel right for your nervous system, you're not going to do it consistently. Okay. So I wanted to point out that cold DMs, most times it doesn't really work. Now, I have seen it work for B2B in the past, but that was highly personalized. So you could use AI to get very, very detailed information about people on LinkedIn so that the first message you send them is so personalized that they feel like you know them. Okay, so that's high level, and that's not what I'm teaching here. So for us as business owners, especially women and solopreneurs, and especially if you sell high ticket, building relationships first is like the way to go. Okay. So the framework I want to introduce you to is called the ARC framework, ARC. The A stands for attract. Okay. The R is relationships, and the C is for convert. Okay, so we're going to talk about the ARC framework, ARC, attract, relationships, and then convert. Now, for this workshop, I had pretty slides created, but the last time I asked people on Thursday when we had the first round of this workshop, they told me, oh no, we want to see your face. Teach us without the slides, okay? So I'm going to teach you without the slides, but if I need to show you something on my slides, I'm going to share my screen. If I have an image to drive home the point, I'm going to share my screen because ultimately the goal of this workshop is for you to have tangible strategies you can implement from tomorrow. Okay, so let's talk about attraction. On LinkedIn, there are multiple ways you can attract. But first of all, before you even do the attraction, you have to have your profile set up the right way. And what I mean by that is your profile needs to be set up like a landing page. Okay. Um, so how many of you have your profile set up like a landing page already on LinkedIn? Good. Ashley says yes. Okay. So what that mean? Okay. All right. So what I mean is when people land on your page, they know exactly what you do. Okay. They know who you help, and then they know the next step to take. Okay. And typically the next step is to download a lead magnet, something free to get people off of LinkedIn. Now, why do we do that? It is because we do not own the platform. All of the social media we're on, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, etc. As business owners, we're only renting. In fact, I have had colleagues who are also coaches who had their accounts shut down, people with like 15,000 followers, just shut down without any explanation. Okay. So we do not own those platforms. And that's why it's really, really smart to get people off of the platform into your email list because you own that list and you can take that list wherever you go. Now, you may have heard this in the past that the money is in the list. Okay. So you need to focus on growing your list and not only growing your list, forming relationship with your list. And we're going to cover that later. So the first step is setting up your profile the right way. Now, the I want to show you why this strategy I'm going to teach you is so powerful. I recently, must have been 5 days ago, I had someone who wasn't even connected with me on LinkedIn. She sent me a connection request. And when you send a current connection request on LinkedIn, there's a part where you send a message. Okay, you can type a message when you send a connection request. And the message in her connection request was, "Hi, Joy, I am ready for coaching." So this person has just been like reading my content on LinkedIn. We weren't even connected. And she just messaged me. Like that's inbound, right? That's inbound. I didn't reach out to her. It was her reaching out to me to say she's ready for coaching. So whenever I talk about like the things happening in my business, especially in a workshop like this, I like to show you actual screenshots. But obviously I had to take out her name so I protect her privacy. So I'm going to zoom in so you see her message. See, she said, "Hi, Joy, I'm ready for coaching." This was a connection request. So see, the top says invitation. So we weren't even connected on LinkedIn. So when you implement this strategy we're going to talk about, this is how you're going to start getting people reaching out to you to say, "I want to work with you." Okay. So let me stop sharing for a little bit. Now, as we go, you're going to have questions. If you have questions, just let me know, raise your hand, unmute and speak and ask your questions. If you feel more comfortable typing your questions, type it in the chat. Okay. So how do we attract people on LinkedIn? The method I'm going to teach you is using other people's audiences. And what that means is right now on LinkedIn, your target audience already exists on LinkedIn. Now, the reason this strategy works better than just using Sales Navigator to find people is because sometimes the people you scrape from Sales Navigator, they might not be active on the platform, right? Those leads you extract from Sales Navigator, not everyone is active on LinkedIn. Now, when you target other people's audiences, the way I'm going to teach you, you're only going to focus on people who are active on the platform, who are actually on the platform. And that's why it's so powerful. So think about your target audience. So I want you to tell me, who is your target audience? Feel free to unmute. Who do you help?
My target audience would be caretakers, attorneys. It could be hospitals, hospices, nursing homes, independent living. It kind of varies because I offer mobile notary service. And then in my other business, I offer mobile fingerprinting, ink fingerprinting. So with the it could be elder attorneys, it could be estate attorneys, elder law attorneys rather, estate attorneys, probate attorneys.
Okay, good. Awesome. Andrea says, extreme parents of adult children. Okay, so the people you work with are currently on LinkedIn, and the way we're going to find them is by finding larger creators who serve your target audience. Okay, so larger creators who post regularly already, so they've already built that audience for you. You're going to tap into that audience. And how do we do that? Well, first of all, you're going to use AI, ChatGPT, to find the people who already serve your target audience. That's how I did for mine. Okay. So, for example, I serve women who are entrepreneurs or even 9 to 5, specifically women. So, I went into ChatGPT and I said, this is my target audience. Can you give me a list of 50 large creators on LinkedIn who post regularly, who serve my target audience? So it gave me a long list of people. And so I went and found those people on LinkedIn and I started following them. And I turned on the notification icon such that whenever they post, LinkedIn notifies me immediately. And then I go to their post and then I write thoughtful comments. And because I post my comment early on their own post, when their audience comes to read their post, they see my comment first. And people see my comment first, and then they come on my profile. And that's how I'm getting inbound leads. Okay. So I'm going to show you an example of how that works. Okay. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Okay. Okay, so here's one of the ladies that ChatGPT recommend I follow. Her name is Reshma Sujani. A month ago, she posted this post about the mayor of New York. It was kind of a funny post about the mayor of New York saying children can sleep early or something like that. It repealed the act of bedtime, like going to bed early. Okay, so she did this post, and so I wrote a comment, right? See how many impressions my comment got. And I had people messaging me, connecting with me directly from this post. It was just so wild. Okay. Now, I didn't generate this post. It was just her post. She already built the audience. So see, she's the founder and CEO of Moms First, founder of Girls Who Code. So her audience is women. So I'm tapping into the audience she already built by commenting on her post. Now, thoughtful comments. All right. Now, if you read this post, like it is very relaxed. It's about bedtime for kids. Okay. Now, I didn't come up with this comment myself. I used AI. Okay. I'm going to show you another one. This one is even more powerful. Look at how many likes this post got. 2003, well, just let's call it 2,400. This was a post by Cynthia Barnes. This is one of the ladies that ChatGPT recommend I follow. And so she serves women. She posted a month ago as well, congratulating a girl who had won the Google, I can't remember what it was, but this girl won, right? So I commented thoughtfully and look at the impressions my post got. My comment, not my post, my comment, 23 likes. And the lady actually then replied to my comment because it was so insightful. She replied, and actually this lady you see up here, I don't know, I'm gonna zoom in so you see very clearly. This person found me from this post and sent me a connection request. And she's like, Joy, I think we need to comment. So I'm going to click on her profile and show you, right? Jolene D. King. If I go to message, you're going to see the message she sent me. See, she said, hello, Joy, I would love to connect with you, July 11th. She found me from this post. So I just want to give you an example of how you can leverage other people's audiences. This lady already spent years building her audience. I think she has thousands and thousands of followers, but I'm tapping into her audience and then commenting thoughtfully. Now, I used AI. All I did was I copied this post and I fed it to my ChatGPT and I said, write me a thoughtful comment. And ChatGPT came up with this amazing comment. Okay. So this is how we attract thoughtful, like we target people who are already on LinkedIn. Now, these people who comment on her post, they're active on LinkedIn. So I know that it wouldn't be that I message them and then they don't respond for years because they don't use LinkedIn, right? So that's one of the ways we attract. Any questions so far? Okay. So do you think you could find larger creators who serve your target audience on LinkedIn? Yes. Yes. Okay. Awesome. So that's how we attract. Another way is to join engagement pods. And this is one of the incredible ways that most of the people in my community are growing on LinkedIn. And what engagement pods are when you post on LinkedIn, you join a group. So in my group, we have about 75 women, and we all go to support your post. Why is that so powerful? On LinkedIn, let's say I comment on Ashley's post on LinkedIn. My followers will get on their feed, they will get a notification. Oh, Joy Roland just commented on Ashley Barrett's post. Okay, so that's a powerful way because, and this is what differentiates LinkedIn from all other platforms. No other platform does that. So if I'm going to show you what I'm referring to. So if I went to my LinkedIn, for example, let me just open a new tab. I need to hide this. Okay. If I went on LinkedIn, so this is my LinkedIn feed. If I started scrolling, you're going to see one that says, this person commented on this post. I'm going to keep scrolling. See? It says Kevin T. Taylor commented on this post. So and I've never known Courtney Johnson ever. But because my connection, who is Kevin T. Taylor, commented on Courtney's post, now I'm seeing that on my feed. Do you understand what I mean? How LinkedIn algorithm works? Right? So I'll keep scrolling. I'll show you another example. See, Chimizie Ogumike likes this. So because this person just liked this post, now LinkedIn is showing it to me. Okay, so this is how, like, imagine that someone who has thousands of followers comments on your post. In fact, I actually have a screenshot of that. His name is Mark Alcork or something. He's the commercial MD of a large bank in the UK. He commented on my post, just crazy. He just commented on my post, and all of his followers, well, not all, obviously, but most of his followers saw his comment on my post. So do you understand what I mean? So by somebody commenting on your post, their followers get notified on their feed. So I'm going to try to find out because it is really so powerful how it works. So let me quickly share my screen again. So see, I'm going to zoom in so you see. So this guy called Mark Alcork wrote this comment on my post. Obviously, I responded to his comment. And the next day I woke up, I saw tons of people from the UK sending me connection requests. Okay. So that's how the LinkedIn algorithm works. So if you are interested, if you're not in our engagement group yet, I have our engagement group on Telegram. So we now have 79 members. And all we do is engage on each other's post on LinkedIn. That's all this group is about. So I'm going to give you access if you are interested to join the group. What we do is we just post the link to our LinkedIn and we go to support our post. Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, so that's attraction. Okay. So once we attract people to our profile, remember at the beginning I said you need to set up your profile like your landing page. Okay. Once you attract people to your profile, you need to give them a compelling reason to take the next action, because now your ideal target audience are now viewing your profile. Okay. So attract, then relationships. Okay. How do we build relationship at scale? Right? Because it's going to take a long time to go back and forth with people, sending messages on LinkedIn back and forth. The way we build relationships at scale is using our CRM, email marketing. How many of you have CRMs? No? Okay. So where do you have leads? Where do you have your leads? Andrea, go ahead.
No, I was raising my hand to say yes, I have that.
Okay. All right, cool. Ashley and Simon, where do you have your prospects, your leads?
So right now I just have them in an Excel spreadsheet. I've just been doing like cold calling. I've been attending like in-person networking events, gathering information from people. And that's where I'm keeping it at the moment because my business is really just kind of starting. I don't have the budget yet for all the extra, but that's definitely something I know in the very near future I want to get to because I know it's going to make a big difference.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Go ahead, Simon.
I don't have a CRM yet. That's something that I wanted to implement. I've been just kind of like keep just having them in my email, but I don't have anything set up yet. But I know I do need to get one.
Okay, awesome. So, if you are just starting out and you don't have the budget for a CRM, there are free tools available. One of them is MailerLite. But MailerLite, I used to recommend MailerLite in the past, but I think they reduced the number of subscribers you can have on the free version. So I don't recommend them anymore. I think it used to be 1,000 leads you could have on your CRM before you paid on MailerLite, but they reduced it to 250, which is really low. Another one is System.io. I heard from somebody who said their free tier has 2,000 subscribers. So System.io is spelled system with the E at the end. So System.io. So that's something you can explore. It's free. The reason I want you to have a CRM is because you want a way to be able to nurture your leads. Okay, because people have different buying cycles. Okay, and if you're not consistently nurturing them, then you're losing out. Okay, so by nurturing, I mean 3 times a week minimum. So you email your list 3 times a week, but not just offers. Okay, those 3 emails shouldn't be you selling them all the time, right? Because if you do that, then they're going to unsubscribe. It needs to be value based. So you need to give value ahead of time. And I recommend 80-20. So 80% of the time you're giving pure value, and then 20% of the time you are asking them to come work with you or attend a workshop, etc. So I highly recommend CRM. And that's when you build relationship at scale. Okay, like I have tons and tons of stories about how it's just transformed my business. Having a CRM that allows you to email people at scale, not just email people at scale, but be able to know when you have a new email. Okay, so on the system, when people respond to your email, you need to know when that email comes in. In fact, I woke up one morning, must have been 2 weeks ago, and I had 49 emails from my leads in my CRM. Yeah, so wild. So right now, a third of my work in my business is responding to messages. And here's the thing, when someone messages you, like they're a hot lead, right? So I'm gonna show you because I always love to show when I teach. So obviously I grade out personal details of these people. If you see at the top, it says 49 unread messages. So I woke up one morning, I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to sit down and respond. And I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing it because this is how I'm getting to know my clients. Okay. So I use Go High Level. So this is my Go High Level platform. And on the conversations tab, so if you look at the left, I'm able to see my messages. And I just use one system to run my entire business. I have my um, dashboard. My dashboard tells me how much I made the night before, how many people became clients, etc. So definitely, I recommend that you could consider like setting up a CRM. Okay, so that's how we build relationships at scale. Now, that being said, how do we build relationship at scale? How do we get people to respond to us? So remember, we're moving people from LinkedIn to our CRM, right? So this is how I recommend you do it. When they get on your email list, they're gonna get on your email list either by downloading a free gift, a lead magnet, or um, attending your workshop. That's how people get on your email list. Okay. So how do you get them to respond back? Well, when they join your email list, so let's say you give them a free gift. After you deliver the free gift, you're going to send them what I call your story email, your introduction email. And in your introduction email, you're going to invite them to respond. That's how you start forming relationships. I'm going to give you a typical example. If I was a weight loss coach, so think about a weight loss coach, and let's say my lead magnet is how to lose 10 pounds in 2 months, for example. That's the lead magnet. The first email people get from me will be delivering the lead magnet, right? Then the second email will be the introduction email. It will be me saying, hi, Simone. Hi, Ashley. My name is Joy. I'm a weight loss coach. During COVID, I added 50 pounds and I found it so difficult to lose weight. And I struggled with my weight. My self-confidence was so low. I hit rock bottom. And then I finally found a way to lose the weight. And now my mission is to help women lose the weight. One thing I struggle with is bedtime snacking. I always find myself in front of the refrigerator, even when I'm not hungry. Tell me, Ashley, what do you struggle with the most when it comes to losing weight? Okay, so that's an example of an introductory email. So introducing yourself to your email list and saying, this is why I do what I do, respond back. So the goal of that email is to get people to respond back. So that's how I have set mine up and I'm getting people to respond back. Any questions so far? Okay. So once you get people to respond back, um, then you start nurturing them 3 times a week. And I told you that people are at different buying cycles. And as you nurture them, people are going to start raising their hand to say, I'm ready to buy, I'm ready to take the next step. Okay. But how do we have a predictable business? The way we have a predictable business is by hosting workshops. Okay. That's where we do the conversion, and the conversion happens one to many. All right. So instead of trying to sell people one-on-one, I always recommend having at least 2 workshops per month where you have your target audience come, learn from you, and then you make an offer. Okay. So remember the framework is ARC, attract, then relationships, then convert. Okay. How many of you have used workshops for conversion? I know Andrea does workshops. Yeah. Simon, do you do workshops? Yeah. Ashley does workshops. Okay. All right. Hango, how about you? Do you use workshops? Not yet. Okay. So Ashley and Simone, tell me about your experience with workshops. Have you been converting in workshops, like converting people into clients?
So I had a workshop last night. It was my first one that I hosted. So here's the thing. Professionally, when I worked in education, I used to do workshops all the time. Problem is, I'm very used to promoting something for someone else, and I've been struggling trying to promote it for myself. So I did some promotion, but not to the scale I should have. Nobody showed up, but it was a win for me because I actually had three people that signed up. So that really excited me. The fact that there was three individuals that found me off of Eventbrite and then the LinkedIn platform and at least acknowledged my existence. So that was exciting. But that's been my first experience. I plan on continuing on and doing at least two a month. But like I said, I know what I did wrong. It was a learning experience. And yeah, that's been my experience with it so far.
That's incredible. Congratulations on hosting your first workshop. I think that's incredible that um you did that. Um And I love what you said about you've been doing this working for somebody else. And I think as women and as entrepreneurs, it's so easy to earn a paycheck. But when it comes to us working in our businesses, the thing we used to do so well in our 9 to 5 becomes so much harder because it feels like we are being evaluated. It feels like if people don't turn up, it's because we're not good enough. So somehow, as entrepreneurs, we always internalize the results we get as a scorecard on us, and it's not the case. So I can so relate to what you just said. But you're gonna get better running the workshops. Did you do a paid promotion on Eventbrite? Like, did you promote the ad to get more people to sign up?
No, I didn't do the paid promotion.
Oh, okay. So that's something I want you to consider in the future to use Eventbrite ads. So not the social media ads. On Eventbrite, there's a tab called Eventbrite ad. That's how we get people to sign up. Okay. So great job. Simone, how about you? What's been your experience with workshops?
Oh, I've never done a workshop. It actually never even occurred to me, which is crazy because I just thought like I don't know. I just market to like attorneys. I never thought of holding a workshop, but that's an amazing idea because there's so many caretakers who don't even know what type of documents they would need. So maybe, yeah, I'm gonna definitely look into that.
Yeah, absolutely. I recommend you look into that. It's such a powerful way because people get to get value from you ahead of time. And for people to spend time in a workshop, it means they're really, really serious about solving the problem. So, using workshops is really, really powerful. Um, and I know I already talked about getting bodies in the room. All of my clients, that's why I recommend the Eventbrite ads and use SEO, the Eventbrite SEO to get your workshop in front of more people. Now, as you host those workshops, you're going to post them on your YouTube channel. Okay, how many of you have YouTube channels? I know Andrea does. Okay, so every workshop you run, that is gold. Why? Because your target audience are searching ChatGPT, right? So, for example, Simone, if you work with attorneys, I know you said something about the documents or the templates. You're gonna host workshops to solve their problem. So let's say their problem is, I don't know, you tell me, what do attorneys struggle with that you solve?
Not specifically attorneys don't struggle, but families, they don't have a will in place. Usually if it's an elder parent, they don't have a medical directive in place. Maybe a do not resuscitate if you're dealing with somebody who's like at the end of life. There's so many documents that they don't even trust, power of attorney. They don't even know where to begin.
Yeah, awesome. So for example, if you hosted a workshop, 5 things that must be on your wheel. For example, the 5 things that must be in your will and how to make sure your will is airtight so you never have to go through probate, right? So let's say that's your workshop title. You're going to host that workshop, get people in, teach, and then invite them to come work with you. And then you're going to upload that into YouTube. The reason we do that is because ChatGPT indexes videos now, so that when people search inside of ChatGPT or Google, the results that come up, most likely your videos will start coming up. And I've had at least 3 clients find me through ChatGPT using exactly that. Not only that, video is the fastest way to build trust. Video is the fastest way to build trust. How many of you have heard of Google's 7-11-4 rule? No? Okay. So Google's 7-11-4 rule says that, actually, I'm going to share my screen and show you this because it is so powerful. I actually hosted a workshop. Not a workshop, I wrote an article. So I'm going to drop the link to this so you go check it out. So Google's 7-11-4 rule for getting more clients. This is what the rule says. It says for someone to be comfortable buying high ticket from you, they need 7 hours of engagement, 11 different touch points, and 4 locations. So when people come to me and say, I've been posting reels on Instagram, I'm not signing clients, I show them this rule because it takes 7 hours of actual content for people to be comfortable buying high ticket. So what that means is, if you were relying on Instagram reels, how many 60-second reels do you think you need to do for you to hit 7 hours? That's a lot of reels. And that's assuming that people actually see all your reels, which they don't. So video, so let's say you host a workshop for 1 hour and you do that consistently. In just a few months, you have 7 hours of content already. Okay, so I'm gonna give you this so you can go study this rule. I actually break it down into much detail on how trust is built. Okay, so the content you create in your workshop is gonna help you build your 7 hours of content very quickly. Okay, and why is this so powerful? I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so on your LinkedIn, the link in your bio should be to your link tree. And one of the links should be to your YouTube content. Here is a comment someone made on my post on LinkedIn. I'm going to zoom in so you see. Her name is Sue O'Reilly. She's a financial educator and technical analysis specialist. She was responding to my comment and she said, I agree. I am making my way through some of your YouTube content, so much value. So this person had just connected with me. And because in my link tree on LinkedIn, I have the link to my YouTube, she by herself invested her time watching my YouTube content, right? So having those videos, like, is so powerful, how you can convert people in a very short period of time because they've gone to watch your content. When someone invests 30 minutes of their time watching your video, they feel like they know you already. That's the power of video. Okay, so I highly recommend that you host your workshops and then post the replays on your YouTube channel. YouTube is free, like you already know, right? Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. Another thing that generates lots of leads on LinkedIn is LinkedIn Lives. How many of you have gone live on LinkedIn before? No? Okay.
I didn't know you could go live on LinkedIn. I've been doing
Oh,
Facebook Lives. I didn't know you could go live on LinkedIn. I had no idea.
okay.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank goodness you attended this workshop today, right?
I
Yes,
know,
you
right? Thank God for you.
Yeah, yeah. Thank God for you too. So you can go live on LinkedIn. It is so powerful because LinkedIn treats LinkedIn lives differently. Okay. It's one of the highest, they give it more priority when pushing out content, LinkedIn lives. And I did a LinkedIn live, um, must have been a month ago, and somebody watched my LinkedIn live. And at that time, I had just launched my program for kids, teaching kids about money. And so I was so excited. And so I went live to tell people about this program. I gave value. I think I was teaching about how to teach your kids about money, something like that. Someone watched the live and responded and said they are really, really interested. And that person happened to be the pastor of a church. His name is Reverend Kevin, right? He's the pastor of a 200-year-old church in New York. And he said, "Oh, this is amazing. Send me the video. I'm going to play it in church." So I know, right? So on Sunday service, he played my video in church. And after that, he said, the church loved the video so much. So this is the LinkedIn live I did, right? He played my LinkedIn live in church. So I sent him the MP4. So now he has contracted me to come teach my program to the entire church, the children in the entire church.
I saw that you posted about that. I saw that. That was so freaking cool. I know. I saw you in a 200-year-old church. I was like, wow, that's so cool.
Cool. Not only that, he has access to other pastors, and he has said, once I finish this program for his church, he's gonna introduce me to other pastors. I'm now starting next week, teaching it for 6 weeks. So it's a 6 week program for children. Not
Good
only
for
that,
you.
I know, right? Not only that, he then invited me to come preach in church.
Oh, wow.
So I preached in church 2 Sundays ago. I preached in
Oh, I
church in
think
New
that
York.
I think that's what I saw. That must be what I saw. Yeah, that's so cool.
I'm gonna show you because if it didn't happen to me, I would think this was a Hollywood movie. Okay. So I want to see. Yeah, this is it. So this is the live I did. I'm gonna zoom in so you see, and you can go on my LinkedIn profile to see this, right? So on this live, I was saying money is a tool, not a measure of your worth. 6 lessons every child needs. Okay. Okay. So look at his comment. He said, "Joy Rowland, I was so honored to share the video during Monday worship today, and our congregation was both deeply humbled and genuinely proud. Your work gave us language for something we care deeply about, helping young people see stewardship, responsibility, sound judgment. I am grateful our conversation has been meaningful to you because Wealth Builders Academy feels like the kind of work that can bless families far beyond the single lesson or moment. Thank you for receiving our story with such care and for continuing to invest your gifts in the next generation." So I did that, and it was so freaking amazing that after I went and I spoke in church, he actually did a I did a post because I was celebrating, and then he posted to his entire audience. So I'm gonna show you. I actually put that in my featured
Yeah,
section.
that's what I saw.
Yeah, this is it. So see,
Yep, that's exactly what I saw.
yeah, yeah,
Very
right,
cool.
right. So I wanted to show you the power of, I'm actually gonna show you the, what is it called? The bulletin from church. So this was the bulletin from June the 28th. So about 10 days ago. That was when I spoke in church. I want to show you this, see? See this section where it says sermon, Joy Rowland.
Yeah.
So I actually taught my, it's just so crazy, right? And all of this happened from going live, from just doing a LinkedIn live. And not only that, that LinkedIn live gave me 2 paid clients, one-on-one clients, people who wanted to work with me one-on-one. So I want to show you the power of going live on LinkedIn. Now, I know you might be thinking, what do I say? Um, am I going to be compelling enough? You don't have to worry about all of that. The people you're here to serve will listen and take action because only you can help them. Right. So I record my lives and I post it on all my channels. So even though it said I was live, I wasn't actually live. Okay, just between me and you. I use a streaming tool. So I record the video beforehand and then I upload the video on that tool. And that tool automatically sends it live to all my social media. So LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. So it does it all for me. So I don't need to be actually live on those platforms. Okay. So I highly recommend. Yeah, go ahead, Ashley.
What streaming tool do you use that allows you to do that?
Yep, I was
Yes.
about to ask the same.
Okay. Awesome. Great question. So I use a tool called One Stream Live, and I can show you so you see how it is. I'm gonna minimize this. Minimize this. I'm gonna hide the floating screen. So if I go One Stream Live, why does it keep signing me up? I'm gonna quickly sign in. Okay, so this is the tool. So when you set up your profile, you connect your socials. So I have connected YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and I'm gonna connect TikTok very soon. Someone is working on my TikTok to get it to 1,000 subscribers because if you don't have up to 1,000 subscribers on TikTok, you can't go live.
Right.
So I have those connected. So all I do is if I go to schedules, if I go to history, all I do is I upload the video. So you just upload the video and then you select a time you want it to go live on all your socials and it automatically goes live and it actually feels like you're actually live. So you don't have to be there live.
That's really cool.
Okay. Yeah, so cool. Like this is the best tool I've ever used. It's a paid tool, but for what it does, I think it's like $20 a month. I don't think that's bad for what it does. Okay, so that's the live. Any questions? I know that was a lot. Go ahead, Ashley.
So I have a quick question because I'm not real familiar with lives with on LinkedIn. When you've posted the videos before, have you ever had issues with someone like posting a comment trying to interact with you and then you not responding because you're not actually live, or is that not how LinkedIn works?
Yeah, great question. Now, the way I have mine set up and when I do my lives, I know what day is gonna go. Okay, so oh, Chamonix is late again. Okay, I'm gonna let her in. Um, Let me just tell her we are wrapping up. Hi, Chamonix, great to have you. We're actually wrapping up now, but I'm gonna send you the replay. Great to have you join us. So the way I do mine is that I created 5 videos, okay? Because there are 5 days of the week, okay? So when I create my Monday video, I say, hi everybody, it's Monday. I hope you're excited. And I say, tell me where you're tuning in from, right? So I tell them, tell me where you're tuning in from. If you're catching the replay, drop hashtag replay. And then at the time when it goes live, I can be on LinkedIn, but I'm not live. I'm watching my own live essentially. But now I can see the comments, and as people comment, I'm responding to the comments. Do you understand? Yeah.
Wow.
So
That's amazing. That is just amazing.
so now I have 5 videos for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So when I schedule the videos, I put the videos to go on the specific dates. Do you understand what I mean? So crazy.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So cool. Who ever thought that Generating leads and closing clients can be fun. When I first started my business, I was so afraid of marketing and sales. But the way I've built my business now, it is like you couldn't pay me money to stop the work I do right now because I'm having so much fun. And that's where I want you to get to, where marketing becomes fun for you because that's when you're going to have so much money that you don't even know what to do with the money, right? But if marketing feels like a grind, your subconscious is going to pull the brakes because subconsciously your brain or mind equates making money with stress. And naturally, our subconscious wants to keep us safe. So let's say, for example, I'm coming downstairs to my office to work and I feel anxious and depressed. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. That feeling I feel coming to work in my business, my subconscious mind will say, oh, making money doesn't feel fun. So subconsciously, I'm not going to make money. I'm not going to attract clients because my mind wants to keep me safe. Okay. So that's why I always recommend that the marketing strategy you choose needs to feel fun and exciting for you. That's how you're going to stick with it long term. Any questions? I know we're at time, but I'm going to quickly check my notes to make sure I didn't leave anything out. Um, thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, I was just looking at my notes. There's something I forgot to mention. When people view your profile on LinkedIn, LinkedIn notifies you. How many of you get those notifications when someone views your profile? Okay, I want to tell you something you can start doing starting tomorrow. Immediately someone views your profile and you get the notification, I want you to message them and say, thank you for stopping by my profile. How can I help? That's it. Wild, wild what happened to me. I did that, and this lady responded and she said, oh, I'm actually thinking of starting my business and I need help. Do you help with XYZ? And I say, yeah, jump on a call. And that's how she signed up $10,000 paid in full. I'm going to share my, like, so wild. So now I recommend you always do that. When someone views your profile, so I'm going to zoom in so you see. So this lady, she viewed my profile and I said, hi, her name. And I said, thank you for stopping and looking at my profile. Please tell me how I can help you. And then she said, Joy, thanks for the response. I'm actually becoming an Ikigai executive coach. I feel a little lost on how to find and build clientele. Do you help with that? And I said, you're most welcome. That's such an amazing niche. Yes, that's my superpower, helping people find clients at the beginning. When clients start finding you instead of the other way around, business becomes more fun. When are you planning to launch your business? And she said, Q1 this year, hopefully. Do you help with any of this? And I said, yes. Let's hop on a coffee chat. All from she viewing my profile and I messaging to say, how can I help you? Does that sound salesy? No, right? She just viewed my profile and I said, how can I help? Okay, so have that on a Google Doc, the message. So the way I have mine set up, I have the message in a Google Doc, so I just copy and paste. So you don't have to keep thinking about it. Okay. Any questions? Go ahead, Ashley.
Joy, I just want to ask you real quick because I know some other platforms have issues with this. On LinkedIn, if you're copying and pasting the exact same question over and over and over, does that ever get you flagged or have you not had issues with that?
No, I've not had issues with that. Because how many people view your profile in a day? So let's see, right?
That's true.
5, maximum maybe 10 people, right? So it's not so many people. And the reason I love this strategy is because we're selling high ticket. So it's not like we're selling $25, $47 courses. So the work we're doing in building relationships is so worth it because of the high ticket services we sell. Do you understand what I mean? So it's very, very relationship driven. So I'm not just messaging 100 people in a day to say, hi, XYZ. That's when LinkedIn flags you, when you send like 25 of the same message every day. But if 10 people view my profile today and I say, hi, Shamonique, thanks for view, like that won't get you flagged at all. Like, not in my experience anyways. But great
Thank you. I
question.
appreciate that.
Yeah, you're most welcome. Great question. I want to, yeah, hopefully I didn't miss out anything. Uh, yeah, the fact that we're already on time at time tells me that I hopefully did not miss out anything. I'm just gonna check my notes on the other screen. Um, okay. Okay. Lastly, LinkedIn gives you 20 connection requests per day. So I recommend you leverage that. Okay, 20 connections free on the free account. Now, how do we find those 20 people? Well, like I said at the beginning, you're going to use your ChatGPT to find those top creators. So use your ChatGPT, find those top creators, and like they post every day, right? So those top creators post every day. So you're going to have so many people to connect with. Okay. So maximize the allowance LinkedIn gives you. Hi, Shamonique. I know you joined us late. We're just wrapping up. Hi, great to have you here. The other day you joined, but we had already finished. I got the notification from Zoom that you joined. I'm like, oh my gosh, Shamonique.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. I'm gonna send you the replay for the Thursday workshop because I have that already uploaded on my YouTube channel, so you can go see step by step everything we discussed. But so great to have you here. So that's the workshop for today. If you Because when I teach workshops, people are like, oh my gosh, that was incredible. But after 2 weeks, they message me and they say, life just got in the way. I didn't take action. And so I created a group of women. It's a mastermind for 12 weeks where you get to implement. And it's so powerful because when you're implementing with other women and you're taking action and you're just focused on generating leads and closing sales, you're going to get results faster. Okay, because life will get in the way. Right now, your frequency is high. You feel like, oh my gosh, I have so many good ideas I'm going to implement, but then life will get in the way. So if you want to implement all of these with a group of women, including creating your backend, remember I talked about your CRM, your lead magnet, all of those things. I welcome you to consider joining us. It's a 12-week mastermind just focused on taking action. No fluff. Okay. So if you are interested, I'd love to have a coffee chat with you just to make sure that it is right for you. I want to give you access to the roadmap. So you see everything we're going to be implementing together. I'm going to drop that in the chat, and I'm also going to show you, I'm going to share my screen and show you. So I just give you access to this is my client attraction blueprint step by step. And you're going to see like powerful results that women are getting. One of them is Sandy. So you're going to see Sandy there. She had 50% conversion in her first workshop using my system. So if you want to implement alongside women, this is everything we're going to do together. So take your time to review the program details, read the testimonials. Also, if you go to my YouTube channel, you're going to see video testimonials from more of my clients. Please explore that. And if you're ready to, oh, this is amazing. Dr. Leah, she signed a new client and landed 6 speaking engagements for the rest of the year using my framework. And now she has the whole of November and December blocked out for holiday. So she's not working the whole of November and December. So once you're done with that, at the bottom, you're going to see the link to book a call. If you're interested to join us, just click this link and book a call so we can chat. Any questions? Yeah. Awesome. You're welcome, Andrea. So great to have you here. Any questions before we go? I know we're 10 minutes over time. Okay, awesome. Okay, so from what we discussed today, tell me what you're going to implement right away. Tell me what you're going to implement right away.
I'm gonna
I'm
jump on
gonna get a
ChatGPT.
CRM. Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
sorry, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna implement a CRM tomorrow.
Love it. Go ahead, Ashley.
I'm definitely going to jump on ChatGPT and take a look to see who are the top posters so I can start taking advantage of that 20 connections per day, and definitely start jumping on anything they post, trying to be the top, one of the top posters on it so I can start building an audience that way.
Awesome. I love that so much. Now, when you send your 20 connections and someone accepts your connection request, remember to message them. And you're not pitching your services to them, okay? When they accept your connection request, all you're going to say is, "Hi, Ashley. Thank you so much for connecting. I'm so glad we're connected. I look forward to learning more about you and what you do." Full stop. Okay? That's it. We're not selling them. And most times people are like, "Oh, who's this person who is not trying to sell me?" Right? So you're going to build rapport. Okay, like relationship, because this is a relationship driven business. So I just wanted to point that out. Heigo says, "I'm gonna redo my LinkedIn profile and be active." Good for you. Good for you. Awesome. So Shamanique, I'm gonna send you the replay from last week so you can go see all of the things we talked about. Um, awesome. I'm gonna let you amazing ladies go now. Have a fantastic rest of your evening. If you have any questions, just feel free to message me, okay?
Bye,
Okay.
Joy. Thank you.
Bye.